Yo, what's up everybody? TylaDubya here, and today I'm going to be doing my first beatbox discussion on this channel, where I'm going to pose a topic of discussion and we are going to comment on it in the comment section below. And along with that, I'm going to be putting up some Pokemon Go gameplay of some of my more recent evolutions I'm going to be doing here on the spot. So if you like this, drop a like. Where's that intro?
Now I'm here. TylaDubya Beatbox channel.
So there's been this article floating around in the beatbox community that spawned a lot of discussion. Now this was written by humanbeatbox.com. If you guys don't know who they are, make sure you go check out their YouTube, the link right here. Their website, their Instagram, their Facebook, all links will be in the description below. So go check them out. It is for all beatboxing related news, information, events. Make sure you go check that out, and let's get right into this article discussion. Now this article by humanbeatbox.com brings some issues in the beatbox community to light, and it's really nice that we can actually have open discussions about this. Now this is a very well written article, so I'm not going to be able to do it justice with this very brief synopsis, so make sure you go read the article yourself if you're actually interested in this subject. The article begins with posing the question of, are we losing originality in beatboxing as more beatboxers enter the front stage? Now I know you're like, whoa, that was a crazy question, but pause. We gotta drop a lucky egg real quick to start the evolution process. So I'm really not gonna pay too much attention to when I'm doing this. I'm really gonna be talking about this article for the most part, and you guys can see what's going on the side. Now I'm actually really happy this question has been asked and this article has been written, that people are starting to speak up and voice their opinions, because a lot of this beatbox community in the past has been hush hush and no one really wants to talk about these things. And so it's really nice that people are now being like, whoa, hold on, let's talk about this real quick and see what's going on here. Now this question first arose when a few beatboxers took to Facebook and they wanted to voice their opinion on it. Now these two beatboxers would be Villain and Timmy. Now the main points of Villain's Facebook post that he was tired of seeing beatboxers copying other beatboxers and winning battles against people who are being unique and with their own flows and grooves. Now he goes on to make the point that each beatboxer should strive to be themselves, to find themselves as a beatboxer and try to be as unique and original as you can, and I agree with that. Now originality is something that takes time to develop. Developing your own style takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, and getting your own arsenal of sounds is something that takes time to do. So just keep that in mind as we're having this whole entire conversation here. I will also agree that it does suck to see a beatboxer who copies other beatboxers that just does the same patterns or same things beat out another beatboxer who's being completely original. However, you must keep in mind that battles have a lot of components that go into them. Originality is not the only one. So my judgment right there is based on the assumption that all other components, performance, technique, and all that stuff is all equal, and originality is the only thing separating. So in that case, it does suck to see that. I'm going to quickly try to get my first good Pidgey out real quick. Break time. Now another beatboxer who took to Facebook to speak out about this topic was Timmy, and he said that he's scared for beatbox. He's scared that it's going to be like hip hop. He also said that in the past they used to have crazy innovative musical beatboxers, and that now it's all about inward bass and lip rolls. Now I do see the point in his statement, and I will say that, in terms of the hip-hop thing, I do see why, because, you do see a lot of the similarities and the patterns and the same stuff done over and over again, so I do see why he's saying he's scared it's going to be like hip-hop. But in terms of it's all about inward bass and lip rolls and innovative musical beatboxers, I still feel that there are a lot of beatboxers now that are still very innovative and very musical, and that, inward bass and lip rolls, and this is going to be my take on it, is that, as long as you're doing it in a unique and creative way and making your own style, that it's still a powerful tool to use and to have. Now, one thing that the article does say is that we do acknowledge that we do hear a lot of the same sounds and patterns and rhythms. However, we still crave the same, sounds and repetitions and patterns because, it's something that we enjoy. It's pleasurable to the ears, it's familiar. Now, after this discussion spawned, Maddox is another beatboxer who took out to speak about this, and he wanted to note that in the past, when Reaps 1 has done throat bass, now everyone started to do throat bass and wanted to learn it, and that when Kim and Big Ben did their inward click roll stuff, everyone wanted to learn it, and you actually still hear that pattern a lot today. And the same with the Lem. When Lem started killing it with technique, people wanted to learn technique. So I guess the main point he was trying to make with that is that lip rolls and inward bass are just the next fad that are rolling through, and then eventually we'll have a new set of patterns and techniques that everybody will be wanting to hear. Now, these trends that we are seeing in beatboxing, and having trends is not uncommon. You see this in music all the time. You'll hear the radio songs, and a lot of songs will sound similar from one another. It's because and people want to do what succeeds. If I see a song that succeeds and I'm a producer, I'm going to want to be like, oh, we should do something similar to that because it did really well and people enjoy hearing that. And unfortunately, that is a trend that falls into beatboxing too, which is not always a bad thing, but it's all about being unique and original with it. Now, the article further goes on to discuss on how the internet plays a role and how battling plays a role, and continues to build support for this discussion and argument. Now, I'm going to go off and talk about my own opinions now and about this, and talk about how, these main points play a factor and a role into this, trend that's happening. Now, the article further goes on to discuss how the internet plays a role in our accessibility to beatbox videos and other influences, and it goes on to discuss battling, how battling plays a role. So I'm going to touch on these two topics of my own opinions intertwined. Alright, this is actually a really good IV Nita Ray, and I'm going to try to get a very good Nita Queen out of this. So to talk about how the internet plays a role into the whole unoriginality in beatboxing, it really comes down to the fact that as beatboxers now, more and more content is being put on the internet, and everyone's got so much accessibility to these videos. In terms of YouTube, Facebook, people think of an idea, they put it on Instagram, which I should be posting more to Instagram. But the point is, people are posting more and more content, and so we're consuming more and more content. We're seeing more of everything, and so we're seeing more ideas, more flows, more routines, more concepts, and because of that, ideas get shared quicker. And so, when people are doing lip rolls and inward bass and we're talking about this, someone's will be like, oh, I like that sound, let me learn it. And then they do it, and then it keeps getting passed along the line. And right now, it is the trend in beatboxing. Now, keep in mind, the internet is not always a bad thing. It's about how you use this amazing resource. There's so much beatboxing content out there. You just gotta make sure that you realize when you're watching this that you still have to be able to step away and be yourself when beatboxing. Now, you're gonna hear awesome patterns and combos. You're just gonna have to resist that temptation to be like, I wanna do that, because it's not you necessarily. You gotta find yourself in beatbox. Because I started beatboxing. I got my initial influence through the internet from watching Reeps 1 videos and such. And so as a new beatboxer, copying and stealing information from other beatboxers is not a bad thing. It's just important to note in the back of your mind that you have to try to be original and push yourself and find yourself as a beatboxer, And it did take me a while to develop my own style, but now I like to think that I actually have my own style and I'm original, I like to think. Now, one of the next things that they talk about in terms of this article is battling, and how battling plays an influence on originality and unoriginality in beatboxers. And I do think this is a very important thing to note, and it's really more so because with, battling, people watch their favorite beatboxers battling, they see what works, what gets the crowd riled up, they see what succeeds, what wins battles, and, in their mind, they're like, oh man, if I do that, I can also succeed and win battles. And, I guess in a sense, if you use it in your own way, yes. But if you're copying them word for word, you're not going to win battles, in my opinion. Now, another thing in terms of battling in this current trend of inward bass and lip rolls, I want to note that those two sounds are very powerful on mic, and that could be another driving force to why they're so powerful and so popular. It's because they're so powerful on mic, and that can go back to the whole inward click roll trend too, that's powerful. If you do those on mic, it's going to get the crowd hype, and so I think that's another reason why these have become such popular trends among beatboxers. So in the community right now, yeah, you do hear a lot of lip rolls, you hear a lot of inward bass, and unfortunately sometimes they tend to be in the same patterns. Now, I will say though that because I know I do inward bass a lot, and I've been trying to, I guess, get away from that in a lot of my newer routines. You have to do it in your own unique way. You have to take that sound and don't do the same patterns and combos as other beatboxers, but put it in something new. Put your own twist on it, and a lot of people are doing that. And so I think, in this argument about inward bass and lip rolls, it may be kind of unfair to people who are using it in a unique way. However, I do agree that there is a lot of it going around right now, and, there's nothing wrong with that either, in my opinion, but it's how you use it. It can be tough to find your own style as a beatboxer, and a lot of that just comes through a lot of experimentation, and it can be tough when you're surrounded by a lot of these trends, and, if you succumb to them, and a lot of like-minded individuals doing, the same sounds. In this case, we're talking about inward bass and lip rolls, but I use both of those, and, I like to think that I am, I'm using them in such a unique way because it's down to the beatboxer to take that sound and use it in their own style, to add their own variation, their own twist, and to make it their own and put it in their own pattern, styles, and routines. Now, at the end of the article, they kind of talk about moving forward. Now, this is kind of thing that's like, take it from what we just discussed, you know, as a beatboxer, what you should be trying to do is trying to explore yourself, explore new sounds, you know, try new rhythms, patterns, and routines, and just try to make new sounds and use them in different ways. And if you're going to take a sound that's already been invented, you know, put it in your own style, you know, like, you know, explore, like, take that like lip roll, but then do it in a different way, or put it in a different pattern, and go about it like that. And so, one more thing that they say at the end of the article is, you know, don't hate. Like, there's a lot of hate in this community right now, and it's not something that is really helping it at all, not pushing it forward. It's actually kind of dragging it down a little bit. So a lot of the main things about all this was really just to try to maybe slow the hate and stop the hate in the community. And I can agree on that moving forward, because, you know, as a beatboxer, you have to find your own style, you know, and you eventually will. So if you're a new beatboxer right now and you're like, oh man, this argument's not fair because I just learned more bass and lip rolls, I'm not telling you to stop learning them. I'm telling you to take that sound and put your own twist on it. You know, if you're gonna go make it a high bass, you know, do something with it differently that no one's done before, or even if someone's done it before, take that, put it in your style, make it your thing, you know. If you're a new beatboxer watching this, I don't want you to take this the bad way either, because the main point that you should be taking from this is, yes, it is definitely okay to be inspired from other beatboxers and to copy it first, because everyone does it first. But just make sure in the back of your mind that you're remembering that you are going to develop your own style. You know, you're going to push yourself, and you're going to do that, because that's what it's all about, expressing yourself musically as a beatboxer. So that's about all I got to say about this discussion, guys. I want to open it up now to the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think about unoriginality and beatboxing, inward-based lip rolls, trends, but make sure that as we're having this discussion, keep it mature, keep it polite, you know, keep it productive. I don't want to see too much hate, because if anything is actually too hateful, I will remove your comment. That has been warned. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment, share, and again, let me know what you think. Have a good day, y'all. So in the middle of filming this video, I just saw that I hit 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all this. This is crazy. And you know what? I'm hoping to hit 10K by the end of the year. Is that too greedy? I don't know. Do you guys like that candle? I really like that candle. Bath & Body Works. This is not a plug, or maybe it is. Do you want to pay me, Bath & Body Works? Black Cherry Merlot. Is that how you say Merlot? I don't know. I'm guessing. Also, did you guys spot the Darth Vader?
We all go down together. Down.